Mr. Speaker, if I may now move on to the CPF Amendment Bill. The bill makes various amendments to simplify the CPF system for members. First, we will make it easier for members to receive retirement payouts. For members who receive payouts through the retirement sum scheme, some have fully drawn down their retirement account but still have funds in their ordinary or special account. We will automatically draw down from these accounts to continue providing them a monthly payout. For members who receive payouts through CPF Life, some have subsequent inflows into their retirement account. We will convert them into higher CPF Life payouts. For members turning 65 from 2023, we will give them greater flexibility to decide on when their ordinary or special account savings will be transferred into their retirement account. Allow me to elaborate. There are over 250,000 members currently receiving payouts under the retirement sum scheme. These are members who had not opted into CPF Life. Under the retirement sum scheme, members stop receiving payouts once their retirement account is depleted. However, many members still have funds in their ordinary or special account, the OSA accounts, because they continue to receive CPF inflows, such as contributions from employment. Some members are not aware that they can transfer these funds into their retirement account and continue to receive a monthly payout. With this amendment, we will make it easier for them. To minimize the disruption to payouts, we will automatically stream out the ordinary and special account savings of these members. This change will take effect by the first quarter of next year and will benefit about 83,000 members. Let me illustrate with an example. John has been receiving monthly retirement sum scheme payouts of $700. He has now completely depleted his retirement account, but he still has $2,500 in his ordinary and special account. Under current rules, this $2,500 will remain in his ordinary and special account unless he comes forward to withdraw it or apply to transfer it to his retirement account. Now, with this amendment, John will continue to receive his monthly payout of $700 automatically, drawing from his ordinary and special account savings. So after the $2,100 has been paid out in 3 tranches, remember that John has $2,500 in his ordinary and special account. The balance, the remaining $400 in John's ordinary and special account will be dispersed to him as the final payout. If John is still working, the continued contributions to his ordinary and special account will allow him to receive payouts for longer and fuss-free. John will receive the payouts when his CPF savings have accumulated to at least $250, or at least once a year if less than $250. John can also approach CPF Board or visit the CPF website to check how he can withdraw the remaining amount. About 75,000 members are currently receiving CPF Life payouts. For subsequent inflows into their retirement account, members currently need to apply to add these inflows to their life payouts. Again, we will automate this process by this month, making it easier for members to enjoy the higher payouts for life. So these changes will make it easier for members to tap on their CPF savings. It is worth mentioning that besides CPF, many of our seniors have access to other assets such as housing, private savings, and investments. For seniors who had low incomes during their working years and now have less in their retirement, the Silver Support Scheme was recently enhanced to broaden the eligibility criteria and to increase the quarterly cash payouts by 20%. As a result, almost 250,000 seniors aged 65 and above will benefit from Silver Support payouts in 2021, and this is up from the 150,000 previously. Finally, we will give members greater flexibility to decide on when their ordinary or special account savings are to be transferred to their retirement account. Today, members already have some flexibility over when they start receiving payouts. Members who choose to defer the start of payouts can benefit from payouts that are up to 7% higher for each year deferred. For members turning 65 from 2023, we have announced previously that we will transfer their ordinary and special account savings into their retirement account, up to their cohort full retirement sum, when they are eligible to start payouts. To provide greater flexibility to members, we will make this transfer when they choose to start receiving payouts instead. This will also be the point when we automatically include eligible members in CPF Life. Members who are not automatically included can still opt in to join CPF Life, and members can still voluntarily transfer ordinary and special account savings into their retirement account up to the current enhanced retirement sum at any time. So let me also reassure all members that there are no changes to the rules for the lump sum withdrawals of CPF savings. Members can continue to withdraw based on current rules. Next, we will also make it easier for members to build up their retirement nest egg. The CPF board has several schemes which members can tap on to grow their CPF savings. We accept voluntary contributions to MediSave. We also allow CPF members to make cash top-ups or CPF transfers to their special account or retirement account. They can also do so for their loved ones. 2020 saw a record amount of top-ups via the retirement sum topping up scheme. This amounts to about $3 billion across 140,000 members. To make it easier for members to build up their CPF savings through these schemes, we will refine the relevant tax relief and top-up limit rules. Let me elaborate further. Currently, members can enjoy tax relief when topping up via these schemes, but the rules in place are different. To align the rules for both schemes, tax relief for voluntary contributions to MediSave account for employees will be provided to the giver instead of the recipient. From the 1st of January 2022, givers can also look forward to an annual tax relief cap of $8,000 when they make cash top-ups to their own CPF accounts, and another $8,000 when they do so for their loved ones, up from $7,000. This cap will be shared between the retirement sum topping up scheme and voluntary contributions to MediSave account for employees. To facilitate planning for members, we will also simplify the top-up limit for voluntary contributions to MediSave account. Today, the limit for employees depends on two sets of figures, the basic healthcare sum and the CPF annual limit, which is the maximum amount of mandatory and voluntary contributions a member can receive in a calendar year. As members can only know whether they have reached the annual limit at the end of each year, this creates some uncertainty for members. Therefore, going forward, The top-up limit for employees will be simplified to depend only on the basic healthcare sum. Let me illustrate again. The basic healthcare sum in 2021 is $63,000, while the annual limit is $37,740. If you assume that Jane currently has $50,000 in her MediSave account, you assume also that her total mandatory contributions for 2021 will amount to $35,000 and that she makes no voluntary contributions. Based on the new rule, she instantly knows that she can contribute up to $13,000. This is the $63,000 limit on the basic healthcare sum minus the $50,000 which is currently in her MediSave account. She can contribute up to $13,000 to her MediSave account, and this is the headroom between the basic healthcare sum and her current MediSave account balance. Under the current rules, however, she also needs to be mindful and to consider the annual limit. So that means that only at the end of the year will she know that she can contribute up to $2,740, which was the original $37,740 minus the $35,000, because this is the headroom between the annual limit and her contributions for the year. So we will simplify this for them, for our members. The bill also makes various amendments to streamline the administration of CPF schemes, thereby increasing efficiency for members. These are mainly technical changes to refine existing policies. Please allow me to give you 3 examples. First, the CPF Act will be amended to refine how beneficiaries receive CPF assets, both unnominated and nominated, upon members passing. This is in line with ongoing efforts to disperse such assets more quickly. Let me elaborate. Depending on whether such CPF assets are nominated or not, they are dispersed via different routes. Unnominated CPF monies are transferred to the Public Trustee's Office for disbursement. The Public Trustee's Office then has to trace and verify each and every rightful beneficiary to disperse the monies to. The Public Trustee's Office will streamline this process to enable an eligible beneficiary to receive unnominated CPF monies as a beneficiary representative on behalf of all other beneficiaries with their consent for amounts not exceeding $10,000. With this change, the application and verification processes will be simpler for eligible cases. Beneficiaries can expect to receive their monies sooner. The process will still remain unchanged for amounts that exceed $10,000. Nominated CPF monies are dispersed by the CPF board. Since 2011, the board has made automatic disbursements to qualifying nominees without requiring them to make an application. Over the years, CPF board has continuously relaxed the qualifying criteria to allow more nominees to receive their bequeathed monies without application, which can be particularly helpful for those who need to tap on bequests to defray post-mortem expenses. As of this year, there's no longer any threshold for the amount of nominated monies that can be automatically dispersed. We want to extend this automatic disbursement to nominees with bequeathed discounted Singtel shares, which was purchased under the Special Discounted Shares Scheme. Currently, such nominees are unable to benefit from this convenience, as the CPF board has to wait for nominees to instruct whether they wish to have these shares transferred to their own CDP accounts or liquidated. If the shares remain unclaimed after 7 years, CPF Board will liquidate them. With the CPF Act amendments, unless otherwise instructed, such shares will be liquidated 6 weeks after the board is notified of a member's death. CPF Board will exercise discretion for cases where more time is required to trace beneficiaries. The sale proceeds will then be automatically dispersed together with other nominated CPF monies to the nominees. I would like to point out that today, when claiming bequests, most nominees already choose to liquidate these shares rather than have them transferred to their own CDP accounts. With the improvements in automatic disbursement arrangements, about 93% of deceased members have their nominated CPF monies fully dispersed within 6 months of death. With the shortening of the holding duration for discounted Singtel shares that I've just mentioned, this percentage is expected to increase further, as more can then benefit from automatic disbursement. This leaves behind a very small group of nominees who have chosen to delay the disbursement of bequests, which could result in the deceased members' CPF monies remaining in his CPF accounts for up to 7 years today. Given these developments and the convenience of automatic disbursement, there's no longer a need to allow for the retention of unclaimed CPF monies over such a long period of time. We will therefore shorten this duration from 7 years to 6 months after the board is notified of the member's death. This time frame should be more than sufficient for beneficiaries to make arrangements to claim nominated monies from the CPF board. Should a nominee choose not to make claims within 6 months, the monies will be transferred out of the deceased member's CPF accounts and no interest will be payable from then. However, nominees continue to have the right to claim the nominated monies at any time. Now, we will similarly adjust the disbursement process for assets in dormant CPF accounts, which form the minority and likely belong to deceased members. Specifically, once a member's account is deemed dormant, we will liquidate the member's discounted Singtel shares and stop retaining the monies, including accrued interest, in the account. I want to reassure all members that if the CPF board subsequently learns that a dormant member is alive, the board will restore the monies to the member's original accounts with interest. The new durations will apply from the 1st of April 2022 to give some transition time. Again, let me reiterate that there is no change to CPF beneficiaries' rights to make claims at any time. We recognize that a small percentage of monies remain unclaimed, despite CPF Board's efforts to reach out to the beneficiaries. In fact, over the last 5 years, about 98% of CPF monies have been distributed to beneficiaries. Nonetheless, CPF Board will continue its efforts to reduce incidents of unclaimed monies via a multi-pronged approach. This includes regularly reminding nominees to make claims if they have not done so via letters, email, SMS, and WhatsApp, educating and reminding members to make nominations and making the nomination process as easy as possible.
Deputy Leader. Speaker, may I seek your consent and the general assent of members to move that the proceedings on the item under discussion be exempted from the provisions of Standing Order 48.8 to remove the time limit in respect of Minister Tan See Leng's speech.
I give my consent. Does the Deputy Leader of the House have general assent of honourable members present to so move? Deputy Leader, please proceed.
Speaker, I beg to move that the proceedings on the item under discussion be exempted from the provisions of Standing Order number 48.8 in respect of Minister Tan See Leng's speech.
The question is, as moved by the Deputy Leader of the House, as many as are of the opinion say aye. To the contrary, say no. I think the ayes have it. The ayes have it. Minister.
Thank you, Speaker, and thank you, Deputy Leader. Second, amendments will be made to streamline how the government recovers grants from members. Specifically, the amendment is a technical update to cater for grants automatically issued to eligible members, but who subsequently choose not to meet continuing eligibility conditions. This is to be fair to the majority of other members who maintain their eligibility. To be clear, this amendment is not about allowing the government to recover grants provided erroneously to ineligible individuals. That can already be done. Let me give an example. The MRSS, or the Matched Retirement Savings Scheme, was launched in 2021 to encourage top-ups to eligible seniors with lower balances by providing one-for-one government matching for eligible top-ups up to 600 per year. The continuing condition here is that members do not reverse the top-ups that had qualified them for the matching grant. However, a minority of members may choose to appeal for such reversals, despite knowing that the accompanying grant will also be reversed. This amendment allows the CPF board to recover the accompanying grant should such appeals be approved on a case-by-case basis. Finally, I would like to mention that we are simplifying the CPF Act itself. Members of the House may find that the CPF Act can be quite complicated. In particular, Section 15 on withdrawal from the fund has 43 subsections. We have simplified this section for better readability while continuing to provide flexibility to cater to members' evolving needs. Let me assure all of you here that this does not change any existing withdrawal policies. This sums up the key amendments under the CPF Amendment Bill. Allow me to conclude, Mr. Speaker, sir. The Retirement and Re-employment Amendment Bill supports seniors in working longer, should they wish to and choose to. The CPF Amendment Bill simplifies the CPF system. The various amendments will help members build up their retirement nest eggs and receive retirement payouts smoothly while streamlining administration of CPF schemes. Together, these bills will support Singaporeans to earn more and to save more as we continue to enhance our employment and CPF policies. Mr. Speaker, sir, I beg to move. Thank you.